Perfect network.
And we're live. It's another great opportunity. Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. I wish I could give you this feeling. I wish I could give you this feeling. It's great to be on another Great on Code, Get on Code, the Fly Guy show, where we have melanated conversations focused on improving our collective situation, our collective challenges. Tonight, we're going to deal with the challenges both of wealth, but more importantly, of health. And we have on the platform, one of our new platformers, the good brother BJ Butler. How you doing, BJ?
I'm doing good, brother. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm actually I'm a sea mosser.
Okay.
I'm a sea mosser, so I can't wait to get into this conversation about body juice.
Yes.
Body juice. All right, so intriguing, man, intriguing. So, hey, man, let's start off with talking about CMOS, man. So, what is CMOS, man? What is CMOS?
Sea moss, simply put, is an underwater vegetable. It's seaweed. You see it if you've ever watched any ocean movies. It's the underwater grass that you see in the oceans. That's really what it is.
It's that simple. It's underwater grass.
In a nutshell, yes. You can call it by the scientific name, Chondrus crispus, but essentially it's an underwater vegetable, underwater grass that just hasn't been cut.
Okay. Now, I tell you, when I consume it, it don't look like grass. So you're going to have to talk to me about how that goes from, grass and just kind of blows in the water to the gel. It kind of looks like Vaseline in many ways. But all right, so look, BJ Butler's on the platform. Get on code. Today we're getting your health on code and your wealth on code. As a matter of fact, you say that your first wealth is your health. And we're talking about CMOS. So let's go, bro. Let's go. On your IG platform, you say that you're an ambassador of health for God's kingdom. So I see some religious undertones or overtones there. So what's the connection between religion and CMOS?
Well, what I've learned, I minored, my major is business administration, but I minored in health service management. And I remember as about Caspins. When you have
we're having some challenges, man. Okay.
And it dilates your blood vessels in your head to.
Yeah, BJ. We're having some challenges, man. We're having some challenges. So I'm going to pull you off the platform and bring you right back on because this is all live. This is all live. So I'm kicking you right now from the studio, and I want you to tap back in. It's the Get on Code, the Fly Guy show when we're dealing with good brother BJ Butler of Body Juice. That's his contact information. His company makes CMOS is one of their flagship products. And that's the way you can get it with the Cash App code there or by emailing. You can even text him and he'll sell it to you. So we're hoping that the good brother pops back on the platform. Good brother BJ. We also have a message from Peep the Slang, Best Organic CMOS there. Vegas in the building. All right, what's up, Vegas? That's what's up. So look, CMOS is said to do a lot of great things for your body. It's popularly believed to contain 92 minerals, promote a healthy thyroid, support healthy heart, support a healthy immune system. I'm just reading, BJ, all these great things that CMOS is supposed to do. And you were just talking about the religious and the CMOS connection. And we were having some challenges earlier. So if you can start over, brother, and tell us the connection between religion and sea moss?
Okay, so and there's two parts. So initially, I was talking about I graduated with a major in business administration with a minor in health service management, and I remember in a health class, my professor telling us about Caspin and how when you take it in Tylenol, it alleviates the pressure in your head by dilating your vessel. But the same thing is actually found in peppers. You could eat a pepper and get the same result. And from that, it made me just wonder, why do we rely so much on medicine when everything is all natural? And it would take me a while before I realized that it was already in the Bible in Genesis, where God said, Genesis, I think the first chapter, where he talks about God gave us everything that we need, gave us the herbs, let your food be thy medicine. And that's when it just really dawned on me that for the most part, everything that we take over the counter is already out there in the ground somewhere. We just have not been taught what it is that we need to put into our bodies. That's why I believe that when God talks about the herbs, everything that your body needs comes out of the ground and it's already there waiting for us.
Man, that's intriguing. I did read that. My father was a minister. He's an ancestor now. My mother was director of Christian education, and as I went through the Bible, during the time when my father was around, and spending time with my mom, it did dawn on me that there were a lot of great things that were in the canonized biblical text, as well as some of the other holy texts. I've had the chance to read a lot of the other holy texts, the Quran, the Hamagila, study Ifa, and all of them really share some great insight on eating healthy. And all of them kind of refer to, I've given you everything it takes to be healthy. So why do we end up, why am I overweight?
I won't speak to you heard that, but what I will say that we live in America, we live in a capitalistic country, so everything is
Right.
about money. Um, what the companies do, they study the best way to market to us. So what most of us end up doing is that we have learned to eat for pleasure. They send commercials, radio commercials. They stimulate our eyes, our hearings, and they learn to associate certain sights with sounds, even catchphrases. So after a while, and with all the chemicals they put into the food, your bodies become more addicted to the flavor, to the taste, while your body's also starving for nutrients. So most of the time, when you keep eating or you drink the sodas, you're eating a lot of the processed foods, you're gonna gain weight. I mean, some people may have a high metabolism, but your insides are not as healthy as they could be. And that's what I will attribute to for some weight gain. For others, we don't drink, I believe, as a whole, enough water. Um, I've always been told, and doctors would say you should drink eight ounces of water throughout the day, which is about 64 ounces. Not understanding your body is two-thirds water. Two-thirds water surround your brain, two-thirds water surround your heart. Your body's made up of two-thirds of water, but we only drink maybe a bottle a day. So we're starving ourselves and we're making our bodies work much harder than it needs to. So instead of your body focusing on getting rid of the toxins out of the body, instead of focusing on um, helping you to maintain your natural body weight, your body's working in overtime, processing unnecessary things that don't belong there.
Okay. Okay. I just took a sip of my water. I drink. This is about a gallon. I drink about a gallon a day. I'm trying to get myself healthier. The the powers that be, the powers within me, keep telling me you got to get healthier. I tell you today, I had some candy, and the candy stuck on one of my caps, and so the cap fell out.
Oh,
So now I got to see the
ooh.
dentist. So that $1 candy is now going to cost me.
Ooh.
Gotta do better, Seiko. Gotta do better. Gotta do better. Liz says amen to that. Tanya Powell said it was Genesis 129. Genesis
Thank you.
129. Yeah, so salute sister for that. So do you believe that these attributes supports a healthy immune system, promotes good digestion, improves metabolism, helps maintain a healthy weight. All of these things actually happen when you consume sea moss.
So I can tell you from my personal experience, I've actually started taking CMOS in January when my barber mentioned it to me. And shout out to James Clark at First Impression. Once I started looking it up, I started trying it for myself. And
Mhm.
before I recommend anything to anybody else, I always just try it. And I was taking it the entire year or most of the year because with COVID happened, it was actually hard to find for a couple of months. But one thing that I noticed, I was preparing to go to the doctor because I hadn't been to the doctor in a while. I noticed my toe, and I was embarrassed to say this even now. I had my big toe was always yellow. It was a discolored color,
Right.
and I never thought nothing about it. And then I just noticed after a while that when I was going to talk to the doctor and I was getting mentally prepared to discuss some issues, I realized my toe had cleared up. And I also had realized I really don't struggle with allergies like that. Every now and then I may have a sniffle, but I noticed that in the springtime that whatever mucus I had, that it was gone. And then I remember what I read about the sea moss, how it clears up, it dries up mucus, has antiviral, antibacterial, antifungus, and with all the 92 nutrients in it, I just believe that it was working because I believe once you give your body everything it needs, your body would give you the best that it got.
Ooh, say that again, bro. That's tweetable. Somebody should tweet that.
Please do.
I love that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, say it again, bro. If you give your
If
what?
you give your body everything that it needs, it's going to give you the best that you got.
Incredible. Incredible. So in January, and I have to admit, I started using CMOS around March, April, May,
Hmm.
around May. And I had, you can see here that there's a spot that's not fully haired. I'm not sure what the
Okay.
hair doesn't grow as robustly as it used to, but it's starting to clear. I'm starting to get my hairline back. So,
Okay.
so I don't know if it's the sea moss or I don't know, but I tell you what, I'm definitely enjoying it. So, look, you've started a business called Body Juice.
Yes.
What's it like starting a business in the healthcare area?
Ooh. So I found it to be challenging so far because I started a couple weeks ago and I've only been doing this for about a month, and about 2 weeks into it, I decided I will go to the flea market here. Well, what I've learned is that where I grew up in South Carolina, but living here in Hampton Roads, you just can't go to the flea market and sell something. You have to have a business license. You have to get permission from the city. And being that CMOS is new to our country, they didn't have a lot of studies done on it. So I ended up talking with the safety, the agriculture department, and it was another government department that I talked to, and only one of them said they actually did some research, but at this point in time, they didn't have a lot of information to go off of. But they viewed CMOS like a dietary supplement from GNC.
Hmm.
So that was helpful for them to at least acknowledge it in that aspect because now I can give the city more information when it comes to getting a business license. So, which I was approved finally just about a week ago.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. And people can obtain your body juice right now by following these methods. They can use your Cash App, they can use your PayPal, or they can text you at that telephone number. So BJ
Sure.
Butler Body Juice, that's the Cash App code right there. $ Body Juice, Body spelled BODI, Juice spelled JUYCE, or the
Yes.
email address. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff.
And
Man,
what's in the juice the body needs.
okay. All right. So Val Scott, we're taking comments. Val Scott says, let's talk about the different flavor combinations with the sea moss. All right. All right. It sounds like you paid Val Scott to say that. Your check is coming, Val. Your
Thank
check
you,
is
Val.
coming.
So going along what I said in the beginning about everything's in the ground and in the herbs. So what I do is I infuse my sea moss with. Right now I have three different ones. I have elderberries. My second one is lemongrass and ginger root, and my third one is apples, along with cloves and cinnamon. Those are the three. And what I
Okay.
do now is sea moss itself is tasteless. The only thing you might taste salt water, but that's only if it wasn't rinsed properly. But I make sure mine is rinsed very thoroughly. But I infuse those more so for the health benefit than the flavor. Because I listened to my comments and some people said, they can taste it a little bit. It just wasn't as strong as they anticipated it. But I'm more focused on feeding your body, not feeding your taste buds.
Okay, you got models tapping in, leaving comments. Tiny Powell says, "I personally love the elderberry he sells." Yeah,
Yes.
you paid a pretty penny. You have models popping in. Okay, all right. I see you. I see you, gangster. That's gangster. Uh, so I'm looking at a picture. So what do I see here? Apple, spice, and ginger, turmeric, sea moss.
In the beginning, I did do ginger and turmeric, but that's ginger root and apple, and that's the apple ginger. I tried that last week, just playing around, being creative.
Okay, okay. Is this profitable?
Yes,
I'm not trying to get in your space. I'm not trying to get in your space. I provide different services, and we'll talk about those at the break. But is this profitable?
it is. It is. The overhead cost, I can say, is relatively low. Um, and I sell it, of course. I did the research to see what others are selling theirs for, and I sell mine at I would say at the local price. And then I ship mine. Now, where I take a loss is I charge $5 for shipping at the time until I get myself automated. But so far with the holiday season, the shipping has cost me actually a little bit more, so I've been eating the cost. But at the same time, I'm more concerned about people actually having better health. And if it costs me a little for them to start taking better care of themselves, then I'd rather eat the cost now so they can eat better later.
Okay, okay. What's the shelf life of sea moss?
So it's about 3 to 4 weeks. You can put it in the freezer and it'll last for I want to say about 4 to 6 months. The way I prepare mines is I sterilize my jars. And then once I put my sea moss into the jars, because my moss is warm, it's not hot, but it's warm. And my jars are still warm. It's kind of like canning. So once I put the lid on it, most of the time I get a seal. So no air can get to it. But yeah, they'll last about 3 to 4 weeks. So from when you get it, you got about a good 3 to 4 weeks to use it.
Okay, I've been working on some sea moss from my neighbor. He also makes it as well. I'm going to have to try yours next for
Okay.
2 months now. So, am I well past the? I need to get some more.
Well, personally, from the research I've done, and I've seen a lot of people say that they have not gone past 4 months if they're just taking it consistently. I mean, 4 weeks. So I just won't chance it, and I won't tell anybody to go past that myself.
Okay. Hey, I want to take a moment to salute you. Back in 2010, you posted this picture. So you served in the armed
Navy.
forces. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hey, thanks for your service, good brother, for our country that's becoming great,
Thank you.
and you were part of that. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, testimonies, man. Have you received any testimonies from people who are products of your product?
Yes, Miss Powell, she was one that she lives in North Carolina that I shipped to, and she has told me that she has noticed that she has noticed mental clarity, which I personally have benefited from that as well. And when I say mental clarity, um,
Yeah,
is
explain that because it sounds like you've benefited from her getting less crazy.
mental clarity is like it's almost as if I see more of a kind of like a mental haze or mental fog, but it's as if like now the fog has cleared up and I'm able to see things clearer. Um, just going through my day it's as if I'm not operating out of a haze anymore. It's just more intentional, and I can see things better. That's how I would describe operating with more mental clarity, more mentally alert, thinking about things more in depth that I normally wouldn't think about before. Those are some of the things I noticed mentally that I've benefited from so far with the CMOS.
All right, Tanya says tread lightly. So Liz asked a question. Do you plan to make other juices?
I do. I do. Well, actually, before CMOS, I was making what I call a body tonic, and I was using ginger root, turmeric, lime, and honey. And it was just a health tonic. And I actually was
Right.
just giving out samples, and I ended up started selling it to a few people. I sent it to Virginia Tech, got the nutritional label, and the only thing I didn't like about it is that the 1 cup of honey, and this was natural honey that I put into it, for 16 ounces, they said that it had about 44 grams of sugar. And for me, if I'm selling you a health product, when people see that, if they don't understand that that's honey, they're gonna look and just think that they're drinking Kool-Aid. But it was really healthy, so I stopped. I had to try to use stevia or agave and send it to them and get it, see if my grams can go down lower, because overall, one of the benefits from that one was it has 70% copper in it. And for those that don't know, if you're deficient in copper, one of the symptoms is I think it was poor blood iron. It was poor blood iron, and it was I can't remember what the other thing was, but basically being, yeah, low blood iron or just being anemic. So when I realized that myself, I was like, wow, they don't talk about that, but that was one of the benefits that people could get from it. So I do plan on bringing my juice back soon.
Oh, okay. So you're saying people don't have enough copper? I mean, what are they doing? Eating pennies? Talk to me, bro. I'm not. I've never heard of somebody say, "Hey, you need to have some more copper in your life." You need to have more greens. I've started to eat more vegetables. I've killed the dairy, but no one has ever said that I need more copper in my life.
Yeah, when I looked it up, like I said, I was just curious because of how high it was in copper. And when I realized that, I just recall hearing a lot of friends I know, particularly females, always complaining about either being cold, being anemic, low blood iron. And when I read about copper, I was like, wow, this would really benefit them. But no one really talks about that. But at the same time, and this is my personal opinion, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I could be wrong. But since we've had this pandemic starting since March, I have not heard the government itself saying, hey, you need to make sure you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, drinking water, getting plenty of rest. They talk about washing hands, but I haven't heard them talk about trying to get things with more zinc in your body, because zinc strengthens your immune system. Elderberries, the reason why I use elderberries, because elderberries, what I've discovered was uh, the pandemic, and I'm not saying this is a cure-all at all, but elderberries stop a virus from replicating itself. So if it takes a cold, if you have a cold and it lasts 5 days in your body normally, when you start taking elderberries, then it's going to cut the time in half. So what would normally take you 5 days, where it should take you about 2.5 days before your body gets rid of it. So these are the things when I talk about eating healthy and eating natural things. You don't see this on TV. You don't see it on. You may see it or hear it in documentaries, but I don't expect, and I'm not bashing, our government. I just don't expect them to do it, because you could do this yourself. There's a lot of people that have their own home gardens, or they may have the tower gardens, growing their own herbs, growing their own foods, and they're eating better and taking care of themselves. Uh, Doctors are there to control your symptoms. They're not there to cure you. So, with all that being said, you're not going to hear anybody talking about copper or anything else that you should be putting into your body.
And so by intaking zinc, I'm intaking copper. I just got lost there.
No, no, I mentioned zinc. Zinc is a herb also, a mineral. But I only mentioned zinc because I was zinc and elderberries. When it comes to boosting your immune system, they are very good for doing that. Normally, we only hear on in the media vitamin C, drinking orange juice. But you got some super minerals out there that work just as good, if not better, than orange juice.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I see in this particular picture on your Facebook page, one has lemongrass on the left, the light skinned one, and then the darker skinned one, well, not necessarily skinned. The lighter one is lemongrass.
And the purple
and,
one.
and that's elderberry, right?
Yes, on the right, the purple is the elderberry.
Okay. Janine says, can you do one with stevia and one with agave?
I can. I have been thinking about that. And I'm hesitant because what I don't want people to get attached to is looking for a sweet taste in here. Like I said
Hold on,
earlier,
hold
I
on. We
want.
like sweet things. Well, that's why I lost a tooth. All right. So, a tooth cap. So, what's wrong with sweet?
No, no, there's nothing wrong with it. And Steve is actually really good for you. Um, but when you're trying to go healthy, especially when you're trying to eat healthy, your palate at some point will change once you become consistent with it. I have an uncle who hasn't eaten sugar in 20 years. So when I was talking with him last year, I think it might have been around the holidays, about eating a sweet potato pie, and he was just telling me that he can't do it. It will make him sick. And to some degree, I can understand because I limit my sweet intake. So I don't recall the last time I ate dessert at a restaurant, but when I took one bite out of a brownie, I got a headache almost like within 5 minutes because I'm not used to that much sugar in my food. So when I said, and stevia, like I said, is good. It's just that I didn't want to get into the habit of trying to sweeten things because as you try to change your diet, you're not only just changing what you eat, you're changing your mindset, and eventually your palate will follow.
Okay, okay. Well, let's bring it back to the dollars. You're a local. You're a local Hampton Roads, Virginia business. You did the right thing. You know, pursuing a business license, making good with our city, making sure our city benefits from your commerce as well. S- so, how many ways are there to benefit from CMOS? Is it just in the jars, or
No, no, you could buy the capsules. Um, uh, I know that I've seen where I get mine from. I go to Acid Alkaline, but he sells it there in the capsules. Um, you could I make mine, and you could put it in your tea. You could put it oatmeal. One lady, she told me she put hers on her crab legs, but to each his own. Yeah.
all right? So, how much CMOS should we consume in one day? Can we overdo it?
Yes, you can. You can overdo it because it has a lot of iodine in it. The recommended iodine usage is 1.5, and CMOS itself has about zero point 0.8. So when I sell my jars, I will always tell people they could take one spoonful a day, maybe no more than two. Um, and if you have thyroid issues, uh, I would probably tell you to consult your doctor first because if you have an overactive thyroid and when you're taking something that has a lot of iodine in it, it could cause problems. And I should have stated this in the beginning. I am not a medical doctor. I do not have a medical degree. This is just my personal opinion. But I would say that I would caution them to talk with a physician before taking a CMOS if they have thyroid problems.
Okay. Can you make gummies out of them?
Actually, I just thought about that today. That is something I'm going to look into next.
Okay. Thanks, Liz. And Best Made Organic, it looks like they have sea moss. I would say that looks like a capsule. So they have sea mosses full of galactose and starches, chelted proteins. Okay, so I guess you have to do your research to find out what's going to be great for you. Um,
Right.
so you were making tonics, and then you got into CMOS because you started noticing the benefits of CMOS.
Well, I was more curious at first. So to jump back, uh, I was always wondering, what did our grandparents did when they were younger to take care of themselves. And I was just talking with my mother and a couple of other people from her time. They didn't go to the doctor. For the most part, they couldn't afford to go to the doctor. And growing up in the South, for the most part, being black, you just weren't going to get the same treatment that you would had you had money or if you were non-black. So, with that being said, I figured that if they survive this long and have the strength that they do without going to the doctor and had to depend on natural home remedies, why are we deviating from it? So when I heard about sea moss, again, I'm one where before I tell anybody about it, I have to be a participant first. So I just started trying it out, incorporate it into my routine. So in the morning, before I go to work, I make a big 20-ounce smoothie, and I'm putting a spoonful in there every day. And I also noticed that it did give me more energy. So I always tell people that if you get up in the morning time, it's best to take your sea moss then. Don't take it at night, as one person did, and I don't think it kept them up, but they were awake. And it doesn't have caffeine. I mean, this is something natural, but when your body's getting what it actually needs, it's going to respond the way it's supposed to react.
Okay. And I see on your Facebook page there's a video that you have where you're maximizing your health benefits. And would you say that CMOS is a great part of this conversation? We're not going to play
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yes. And even if you're not taking CMOS, if you're taking something else, whatever it is that you're taking, in that video, I talk about maximizing your health. And what I mean by that is your health is also inclusive of your mental health, taking time off away from everything. In some of my videos, you may see me going to the beach, and I stay out there at the beach for hours to bring my chair to relax mentally, to unwind. Drinking the water. Some people have trouble sleeping at night, but if you stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before your bedtime, you are going to sleep much better. And these are just some of the things that I talk about in that video that will improve your health. Um, this is from my personal research. This is from what I've actually tried and I've experienced myself. So everybody may not feel or get the same results, but at the same time, if you want to maximize your health, maximize the resources you have to improve your health.
Okay. Okay. So the beach is a good place to go?
For me, the beach, if the beach is too cold, I may go to the park and just sit on a bench or sit on the grass somewhere. Sometimes I may just take a walk through my neighborhood, play some relaxing music, or may not play anything at all. Uh, sometimes I take my phone with me, and that's only because I like to keep up with my steps. And other times I won't take my phone with me because I want to detach myself from
Mhm.
society for that short time. But that's part of having great health.
Okay. Uh, Now, Cassandra asks, if you consume seaweed, can you take sea moss as well, or is this the same thing?
It's the same thing. And there's different. Let me make sure I'm clear. There are different classes of it. So I mentioned the scientific name of Chandra crispus, which is the sea moss, is also known as Irish sea moss. So that's the one I'm talking about because there are other names of seaweed you got in kelp that's out there, but I'm specifically talking about the Chandra crispus sea moss.
Okay. And Liz asks, does sea moss clear up acne?
I have noticed, and I had one of my friends that bought a jar for me notice that my skin has cleared up. And I hadn't noticed really. I mean, I see my face every day, um, but she had pointed out to me that she had noticed that. I was like, wow. And I've heard someone else say that they've noticed their skin has cleared up as well. Again, I don't think I said this. The human body is made up of 102 nutrients. All of us, our bodies are made of 102 nutrients. Sea moss has about 92 out of 102 nutrients. So basically, everything that your body needs is right there in the sea moss. Is I believe is God's first vitamin.
Okay. Okay. So, speaking of living healthy, I want to take this time and shout out some of our sponsors for this show. So, first one I want to sponsor, shout out rather, is commonsenseforyou.org. That's www.commonsenseforyou.org. And as you see, they have a plethora of products. Man, I tell you, right now, I'm holding their soap. I use their soap. Man, this smells good. It makes my body feel good. They also have this bug off. And I tell you, this bug off is beautiful stuff. I use it during the summertime. It really kind of helps me to make sure that the mosquitoes don't bite me. So it's pretty good stuff. So Common Sense, you can go to their website. Once again, that's Common Sense for You. That's sense, like something you smell. Common Sense, the number 4, the letter U.org. And when you go there, you'll see this great website. They have herbal teeth powder, which is better for you than toothpaste. Body brush, that's the bug off oil I was talking about. The detox your skin package, the essential oil inhaler, those are the scrub cubes. Those are fun. Those are definitely fun. The peppermint lip butter, and it's vegan friendly. Who knew? All right. So all of these are some great things from commonsenseforyou.org. That's commonsenseforyou.org. Now, I'm going to go from something healthy to something fun. So I want to shout out the good people at Guidance Whiskey. Guidance Whiskey. This is an empty bottle of Guidance Whiskey, right? It's I don't drink a lot. I really don't drink a lot at all. But when I do enjoy Guidance Whiskey. They have some great old-fashioned, some mint juleps. You can find guidancewhiskey.com. That's guidancewhiskey.com. And I'm wearing a watch currently from Tally and Twine. My good friends at Tally and Twine. This watch is beautiful. It's selective. It's attractive. I get a lot of comments and compliments on it. tallyandtwine.com. They're actually built here in the Hampton Roads area in Portsmouth, Virginia. So you can go to tallyandtwine.com, named after 2 streets in the great city of P-Town in Portsmouth, Virginia. They have watches for the masculine. They have watches for the feminine. So check out tallyandtwine.com. Also want to take this time, if you're a podcast listener, Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham is one of my favorite business podcasts. My favorite business podcast. They have an episode every week. Black Wall Street Today with the good sister Blair Durham. And the show that you're watching right now, Get on Code, The Fly Guy Show, we also have our show in podcast form. So look for The Fly Guy Show or Get on Code, The Fly Guy Show, wherever you find podcasts. So you can find Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham or Get on Code, The Fly Guy Show. Hey, BJ, do you listen to podcasts?
Oh, that's all I listen to.
Okay. Good stuff. We have some other great comments, man. Let's see. This comment says, I've noticed a change in my sleep pattern. I suffer from insomnia. Since I've been taking it, I've been sleeping through the night. Your thoughts? Would that be a result of CMOS?
I would say yes. When you're, I don't think that we really focus on the deficiencies of our bodies. We wait for the doctor to tell us what we need and they prescribe us something. So when you start taking CMOS, everybody's going to have different results because whatever your body's deficient in, once you take the CMOS, you're going to replenish that area, and the area that's been replenished, whatever the actions were. In that case, he had insomnia. It corrected itself. So in a sense, you're really giving your body the tools it needs to function properly. That's what you're doing.
Okay, good stuff. Hey, we're rounding the corner. We right at the 39 minute, and I want to wrap this up around 45 minutes. So what are some last things you can say about your new business in the health field, which is your secondary health field business? Round this out. Give me the last things you want to make sure that everybody is on time with Tally and Twine, knows about when it comes to body juice.
Well, I want everybody to know that you are responsible for your health. Don't depend, let me get myself straight here. Don't depend on your doctor or someone else to tell you what you need to do. I'm not disregarding their information, but you know your body better than anybody else. Your body is only going to operate as best as what you give it. So take care of yourself. We get ready to go into a new year. So don't wait for January 1st to make the resolutions. Go ahead and start now and start making changes so you can have a better life.
Okay. And Queen Janine asked another great question. Should you take it the same time every day? I guess she has insomnia. I know she's up there Facebook messaging all the time. So maybe she does have insomnia. Should someone take it the same time every day?
I say yes, but it depends on what you're doing for the day. If you're getting up in the morning and you want to take it in the morning, I say yes. But if it's nighttime and you're planning to go to sleep, I would say no.
Okay, great, 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 great. Okay. And once again, BJ, I want to thank you for your service to our country, the United States of America. And I want to thank you for your service to our community.
Thank you, sir. And if anybody's interested, I sell my 8-ounce jars for $20 and $5 for shipping and handling.
Okay. And they can contact you again. How?
You can call, you can email me, or you can hit me up on IG or even Facebook. All the information that Seiko is showing you, you can contact me that way.
Right. The information is right there. It's also in the show notes. And if you're looking on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, you can look in the show notes and you'll find BJ Butler of Body Juice. Now, you're going to have to explain that BODIJUICE for Body Juice. The Cash App is $ Body Juice, spelled BODIJUICE. Your PayPal information is right there. And that telephone number that people can text is 757-742-3299. That's 757-742-3299. Yo, man. I
Body
want to say
juice.
this.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about this Body Juice, man. That sounds like a old Rick James song. Rick James trick. Okay. Body Juice. There was an old hip hop song by Man Parrish called Body Mechanic. Actually, it wasn't by Man Parrish, but it's called Body Mechanic. So when I see Body Juice, I think of those types of songs.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
On this one, yeah, you
Okay.
are.
All right. So how did you get Body Juice, brother?
I was praying, and I don't remember what I was praying about, and then I just mentioned the business name in prayer, and Body Juice came to mind, but it was like, no, don't spell it BODY, spell it BODI. Put the Y in the juice, and then and that's where the phrase came from. So what's in the juice, the Y, the body needs. So it was a play on words. At the same time, in my logo, I have nothing but fruits and vegetables in the word itself. So what the body needs is already in the juice, and it was kind of relating to my tonic at the time, but not a sea moss. So that's where that came from.
Wow. Well, it's time for a change. It's time for us to work on our health. It's time to turn the tables. It's time to just turn those tables over, right? So
That's right.
let's work on our health. You've been watching Get On Code, the Fly Guy Show. This is part of our Melanated Health series. Also, you've been watching the Beach Brothers Show. And the Beach Brothers Show is a business and politics show, and we highlight businesses in the 757, the great area of Hampton Roads. Man, this has been decent, man. This has been decent. Tanya says, great interview. Cassandra says, thank you for this information. Liz says, thank you. Looks like you have a couple of folk you're going to need to pay. All right. So, hey, I want to salute everybody in Virginia. VB Strong. If you live in Virginia Beach, I do. thank you for watching the combined Get on Code, the Fly Guy Show, and Beach Brothers Show, where we celebrate and we recognize great business people in the Hampton Roads, Virginia, in the state of Virginia. I love what you're doing, brother. You definitely served our country well, and now you're serving us well. So thanks again for all the great things you're doing. Any last words before we say bye-bye?
Thank you for your service as well, keeping the community connected and informed. So thank you, sir.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you and have a great day. This show was brought to you by Positive Vibes Incorporated, our consulting services. We do credit fixes. We do tax resolution. We lend private money and debt consolidation. So if you need some of these services, we're waiting here for you. Credit fixes, tax resolutions, private money, and debt consolidation. Make sure you call Positive Vibes Incorporated. Take care.